Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honor to my bishops, apostles, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who have told me this truth. Shalom, salutations to the brothers out there pushing the words of sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth, delivering the message to the elect out there to run the race of salvation. Shalom to the elect, which consists of the men, women, and children that have the true, sincere faith of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, the ones that's looking to earn that wings of salvation and flee the hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble, and ultimately to flee the thermonuclear missiles by the way of chariot. I'm Brother Amon for the DC Church. You know, coming at you with a video real quick. I'm going to start it off with this. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 1. It says, to every time there is a season and it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. And right now, we're in the time of Esau being revealed, Jake waking up to the fact that Edom is the wicked or the devil or the enemy, you know, and hey, the time is short. That if you ain't getting your mind right now, that time is like the doors of mercy are being closed. It's going to be closed hard too, because just like in the days of Noah, when men and women were given into to marriage, people they were still into mirth. And oh man, and I just thought about it. Elder Barack Abar, no, not Barack Abar, Salakia. I'm the one. Dang, please forgive me. GMS Awakening 144, I believe, he had mentioned that Jake don't take things too serious. So basically, and Jake is smart enough to know that not to participate in Esau's activities. But we know Edom will cause people to be involved in certain activities. They'll put it in their way for them to be engaged into these activities. So that's how we know he's going to cause. You know, if I'm a man that gives you electricity and water and I cut it off, I'll give it to you, you know, I'll give it to you, you pay and things of that nature. You've never been late on a payment, and one day I just cut it off. I'm going to cause you to get angry or get frustrated to the things that you naturally get every day and you pay for it. I'm going to cause you to get angry and upset and frustrated at the things that I was given to you because you paid for it. You know, it's the same thing with Esau. If you reverse those roles, man, Edom, he wants you to rely on him for the food, the water, the lights, and electricity. Versus you coming up with these things on your own, and that's another way how you build up your spirit, how you build more confidence, more surety of life. That's a goddamn curse, man. We don't have no surety of life, you know. And Esau desperately takes that away from us, man, not giving us the full truth and things to that nature with these goddamn court cases and you know, always hiding, manipulating, and being deceptive. You know, but one thing about the Lord's elect, that he's not going to be able to pull the wool over the elect's eyes, man. You know, and right now he's in the time of actually accomplishing his agenda. You know, but we know that right before he's about to fill his belly, hey, the Lord's going to come through with the Ginsu. You know. It says a time to kill. Oh yeah, I think I read that already. Yeah, but right now, the time right now is preparation, right? And how as these times, as we get closer and closer, that's what I thought of. Because I kind of lost my train of thought, but I just thought of that how these scriptures are speaking right now, and it's the calm right before the storm. Like you can hear all the instructions being let out, being called out right now. And then you see the time of that one prophecy where the Lord's not going to have his word go out that much more longer. So I'm going to get Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel, because I thought about this too, right? This is Ezekiel 33 verse 30. It says, also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as the people, and their heart and their Salakia, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them, for their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after covetousness. And that's the thing about our people. Our people are constantly, being deceptive just as much as Esau. The scriptures talk about the deeds of our people have surpassed the deeds of the wicked. So Jake, they out there cheerleading like, yeah, go ahead, giving us kudos and things of that nature. But the whole time, like they worshiping Allah and Buddha and whatever, and worshiping them own selves, man. And they said, from what I word through the grapevine, word through the wind, is that's the highest form of witchcraft, man. And then people are big on those things. You celebrating their birthdays, and me, I don't got time for this, and that, and third. But hey, man, you're not gonna be able to say yourself in these end times, man. You can see that separation or that extrapolation through the spirit. How the spirit has individuals gearing up, right? The Lord's gonna put you in a place to where, you're gonna have to tighten up. Your mind better shift into understanding that we're this flesh, our minds, we can't save ourselves. So to take ourselves out of a certain scenario, or to be more spiritual, don't rely on the flesh and your capabilities, but put your energy and effort into seeing what the Lord says and praying to the Lord for guidance and patience, and constantly going over those things, because you see those in the end times, those are the only things that's going to be able to keep you grounded, keep you solid and firm. Because the influx is coming. Brothers, I was thinking about this earlier today. Brothers is waiting for Isaiah 9 and 1. The whole time with that Isaiah 9 and 1, I'm speaking as a man. When I say this, like, when you get that influx, it's like casting a net out there. You're going to get some bad, you're going to get some good. And I believe there's just going to be more bad than good, So the Isaiah 4:1 that brothers, I believe that they're looking for, is not going to be what it's all hyped up to be, because of course you're going to have the good, but with good you got to get bad. That's how the scriptures goes. That's how life goes. It's inevitable, And that's the thing about this place, man. People are so comfortable, and I was thinking about it earlier, how people are so comfortable with all this chaos and war crimes going on. And there's a whole lot of stuff going on, but everybody's still comfortable. Everybody's still keeping the same routines, and there's nothing changing, until something breaks, something happens, bloodshed happens, and that's when they're gonna panic. When people panic, they don't think clearly. You don't think clearly, you make poor, bad decisions, And people are gonna take their things in their own. They're gonna take matters into their own hands. That's the whole thing about 2 Ezra, the 15th and 16th chapter, man. Sedition amongst men. There's going to be an uprising in this place, and the people are too short of stupid to find out what's really going on, man. Because they've been socially structured to mind it, to keep their head down, just go to work, Versus, hey, man, you built this country. You should have some type of pump, some type of like, yeah, we built America type of deal. We got a hand in this thing too. But Esau Edom, then the wicked that he is, well, every time you do something to that effect, you want to do the peaceful protesting. Well, he's shooting unarmed people with the terror, whatever the case may be. Because I heard different things, sources were saying, like, during that peaceful protest, that somebody, I don't want to mix it up or whatnot, but these peaceful protesting does not work. Things don't really change until bad things start happening. And I seen, man, that's why I told myself to start saving some clips, because throughout history, you've seen time and time again, man, I was thinking about this. Okay, I seen the video where basically in Europe, over there and overseas and stuff like that, like talking about the food industry as far as carcinogens, things that cause cancer, things that's not healthy, and things of that nature, right? And they will set up laws and statutes and things of that nature to where vendors can't sell that product in their food or can't sell it in that in Europe. But here in America, they'll have a bunch of chemicals and they can sell it and do whatever until multiple people start getting sick, and then like this big uproar about this is killing the people, we need to do something about it. Totally ass backwards. So a nation against itself cannot stand, man. And people, they can't see it, you know? So that's how I know, like, hey, our frustrations is not the highest frustrations right now, but we're being prepared for the frustration to come. So I was thinking, I'm like, yeah, man, Isaiah 4:1, yeah, that sounds good. You know, the influx coming in is going to hypen us up. And that's how also I know too. Well, like I said, I speak as a man, but like I got that notion. I got a real, what they call a hunch. Like, you know, the cop, he got that real strong feeling like it's going to be like this. I got that hunch where, oh man, yeah, we're going to have people come in, but there's going to, like, just as much as we got that good, we're going to get the bad. But let me just finish it off. Salakia. It's starting to lose a little light. It says, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when they cometh to pass, and when this cometh to pass, Salakia, my bad. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. And that's the thing. As just as much people gonna know they've been amongst a prophet, just as much as we gonna know that we've been amongst the wicked, because that imaginary line is gonna be drawn or driven in the dirt or the sand to where you're gonna have to choose. You see, you're gonna choose serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You're gonna choose darkness, taking things into your own matters, into your own hands, thinking that you did this, you did that. That's how a lot of individuals fail, because of that sense of pride and you thinking that it's of you. So right now, the Lord got his spiritual servants going through trials, going through situations, because not every situation is bad. Some bad situations could be a greater outcome for your benefit. And you see that spirit is going out through Israel right now. That fine tuning, that tightening up is tightening up and tightening it up. Because when this bitch breaks or bursts, that, hey, the men of the Lord are going to be on the P's and Q's. Everything's going to be right in tune, you know, and you're going to be able to weed out the ones that's not in tune with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in these words, right? I thought about Revelation, the 5th chapter, and sung a new song. But that's the thing, man. As we sing this song, we know we're going to get certain ones that's going to be marked for death, man. And I was watching the brother from KC, Kansas City. I'm not sure the brother's name, but he had mentioned, you know, because there's some brothers out there, you know, they be going through some baby mama drama. And, you know, that's hard, man. You know, to have a baby by a witch. And, you know, you having to be nice to it and play out the scriptures. And it's like, I can only imagine it seems like it's don't work in. And it's like I'm about to just, you know, get carnal on this stuff. And shoot, man, because with us, ones that don't have children, or, you know, we uncles and whatnot, we know of how, we can see it. We can see how much stress and frustration you go through and things of that nature. But like Salak, you just get to the point that, like, those ones are going to be marked, man. Your kids are going to be fine. You know, like, once again, everybody's going to have to go through the turbulence. You know, you on the plane, the plane is flying smoothly, but eventually it's going to have to there's got to be some shaking. There's got to be some turbulence to where, okay, you got to see if you believe. Let me get that, because I was like, nah, you know, that's one of my favorites. Not my favorites, but like, the Lord has to see what's in your heart. The scriptures talk about how, it talks about proving a friend. Okay, this is Oh, I know I brought it out. Okay, let me read it again. This is a Deuteronomy 8 verse 1. It says, all the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live. See? And the instructions is to what? Not rely on your own hands, not rely on your own knowledge and wisdom and understanding. It says, lean not to thy own understanding. So that's why this is a fight. This is a constant fight to lean on what the scriptures say. And the more you lean on what the scriptures say, the more better of a spiritual reflex you will have of letting go, accepting, letting go, and embracing the situation that you're in. And if you do those, man, you'll get good at adjusting to your situations and just let the Lord take over. Psalms 55 and 22, man, casting your burdens upon the Lord, and then also keep it in mind, fight for the truth unto death. And you have to put forth these things and constantly be on that. As soon as you get that fire, you got to keep it, hang on to it, keep it tight, hold it tight. For this is your insurance policy. Salaki. And multiply and go into and possess the land which the Lord sworn unto your fathers. And thou shalt remember all the ways which the Lord thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thy heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know what men do not live by bread alone. Live by bread only, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord doeth men live. And that's the thing, to live by these words. And these words are not to be compared to anything. Not jewel, not money, not rubies. There's no amount of money on planet Earth that could be compared to these words of salvation. And with that, that's some super heavy stuff. Because like I was mentioning earlier, because right, as we in those times when we see people, like the scripture say, then shall you know you have been amongst a prophet. Like I said earlier, we're gonna know who when we've been amongst the wicked. And I was thinking to myself, like, that's the only way that our faith and our faith will be increased, because it's like there's gonna be undeniable, like, okay, the Lord's dealing, and it's like he's not dealing with that. Clearly, we could do the process of elimination and just narrow things down. And then, hey, man, we're going to have that boldness to be healing people, or to have some type of spiritual power to push people back or something to that effect, because we're going to need that. There's no way we're going to be able to survive and get through this chaos without having no type of covering cast, So that's why it's beautiful. I keep saying it, because the Lord is breaking the minds, because right, we all have a purging process, and the Lord is doing it and intensifying these purging processes through brothers right now. Like, you don't need this. Don't need that. People need that. We don't need that. The only thing we need is Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's it. Because there's going to be men that's going to come up against each other, even with brethren. You mean like, damn, this brother for so long, he might hit white. Lord's word, I'm not a part of that, Because that will suck, man. All of this work that Jake them put in, and you get out like, damn, the Lord put a spirit on me like that. Nah, I don't want to go out like that, But we're gonna have individuals. They're gonna get weak, man. That happened to Paul too, man. There's too much persecution, too much stress, But you got to remember, this is all for our benefit. I said, damn, man, I'd rather go through some other stress than be going through this work stress crap. Worried about getting fired, worried about my late and getting written up and things of that nature. Rather just get ahead and pull the plug. Like, just do it. Hurry up and do it, man. Because it's that anticipation that gets Jake, you get put on edge and you seem jittery. It seems like you going through withdrawal or something, Because it's like, we want this to happen already. Through the spirit, I kind of been peeping that too. As we getting closer, it's like As you know something, you're getting closer and closer to a party or some type of an event, you get and more excited towards it. You know, I think about like going to like family members planning events to like Six Flags, or going to see cousins and things of that nature. You as a child, you could damn near sleep. You damn near couldn't sleep for the next day, before the next day, getting ready for your event. You know, there was some other stuff. Oh yeah, that's because I thought about that too, because it says put on therefore as the elect. Because I was thinking about that, right? How in times our faith will be increased at the end. Let me just get those last two, and then I'll be out. You know, I don't want to make this too long. I'm already long. Well, you know what? Yeah, just do what we said, and it will be out. Because I was just thinking about it. It's hard. It's hard, man. You know, it's hard not to see the truth. So if you want to deny, like the scripture says, let God be, let the Most High be true, and let every man a liar, man. You know, what's that one scripture at? Put on for as the elect. Let me just get this though. Oh, I thought that was in Timothy's. No, I gotta be in Timothy's. Put therefore. Oh, that's Colossians. Salakia. I thought that was Timothy's. I'm thinking about them that hear. Save yourself, and them that hear thee. I think I got that mixed up. But this is. Oh, what is it? My bad. Colossians 3 verse 12, and it reads, "Put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, also, so also do ye." Yeah, but the whole thing about it is put forth on as the elect, man. You know, in these times, man, like, it's not going to be... One thing, I was talking to Shar Yeshaya, Shalom, that he basically had mentioned that, like, basically, we're in a time of, like, just doing, not thinking. So if you think of something that's righteous, you know, you might as well just hop on it anyway. Because the times that we live in, there's not going to be no more time left, man. He's about to have Ezekiel 7 come to pass, where the men of the Lord are going to have their tongues cleave to their mouth, the roof of their mouth. Because in those times, nobody's going to want to be, you know, it's going to be time for persecution. And they're going to be looking to end us. All right, this is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 2, verse 3. It says, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." And that's the thing, man. Putting forth this work in now, so when you, like, at least, you know, in the end, you will have these notions in your mind to keep pushing, and no matter what, just persevere. Those two words is perseverance, which means to get ahead and be able to continue through something, through like a hard time, and resilience, and that's basically to recover from like a fall, or basically getting back on track quickly. You know, and those are, to me, man, those are the two words that's going to be able to hold, like, you know, those are the two words I keep in mind to hold me down. Like, stay with prayer, and prayer, and those two words, man, is going to be those three, they're going to be big. Because you're not going to have a bunch of scriptures to read and have class, calm nerves down, and things of that nature. The only thing you're going to have is what you already got, the prayer, and persevere through this. You know, so you can earn your stripes. You earn your wings, earn your crown, you know. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Shem Chakwadah, still belongs to my apostles, my bishops, apostles, and elders, a great millstone. Shalom, salutations to brothers out there pushing words, sincerity, and truth, and shalom to elect. Shalom.